Okay, last week we were seeing something. We were discussing about what do we call it? About data science. Then we talked about the different data type and different data type that we have. We have the string, we have the texts, and we have we have the float. Sorry, we have the integer, we have the float, we have the list, we have the dictionary, we have the tuple, and now we'll be using them in we'll be applying them in data analysis now because the next thing we'll be we'll be discussing about will be something about data analysis in Python. Basically, we have done the introduction phase. We've known the interface of the what do we call it? We've known the interface of Anaconda of Jupyter Notebook. Sorry. Then we also use the web-based application, which is what do we call it? Google Colab, sorry. We use the web-based application, which is the Google Colab. So now I know a lot of us could can do some stuff like point, we know some basic keyword. So we want to further our knowledge on Jupyter Notebook, and today's class will be very, very interesting. So and it will be a little bit tricky. So I want us to calm down and learn it, right? And we should rewatch this thing after we are done because now we are trying to write code. We are starting the tricky part of data science. And to be honest, I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible. It's not that easy, but yeah, you get used to it. So now let's just launch my Jupyter notebook. Okay. So I know this is not new to us. We should know how to launch everything. We know Anaconda Navigator. So basically today we've introduced us to different library we have in the we install in our Jupyter Anaconda. We have Jupyter Notebook, sorry, we have Pandas, we have Matplotlib. We said something about NumPy, we have Seaborn and many others library. So today we'll be starting majorly on Panda. So what's Panda majorly? What do we use Panda to do? Sorry, what do we use Pandas to do? Pandas is more like a data analysis library where you wrangle your data basically. So today I just want a new one. So I open a new notebook, then I'm about to launch a new one. So last week now, yeah, good. Last week we said we have different type of libraries. So now let me just write it out. We have pandas, we have matplotlib, we have pandas matplotlib, we have numpy, we have seaborn. So these are like the basic library we have. So library is more like, let's say, Shitu, for example, where whenever I'm on this call, we all know that I'm here to teach, right? So that's what I'm instructed to do. So this library are the same. Library, this one already, when you call this one, there are some pre-installed information that you are calling it to do. So when you call Matplotlib, there are some pre-installed information that is supposed to do that it ought to do. So the same for NumPy and Seaborn. Whenever you call pandas, that means you are trying to run good data. Basically, you are trying to analyze the data. So and that's core thing data analysts do. So that's why you call pandas almost every time. So whenever you call Matplotlib and Seaborn, most of the time you are trying to do data visualization. And data analysis is not done. When you are done with your analysis, you are trying to visualize whatever you are doing. So that's why we call Matplotlib and Seaborn. And when do we call NumPy? We do call NumPy whenever we are trying to do arithmetic operation. And basically, when you are analyzing your data, you are uh, there is high chance that you'll be calculating, you'll be doing some arithmetic operation while analyzing some data. And that's why most of the time we do call all this library, but it's not necessary, it's not compulsory, it depends on what you are doing. So who can tell me how do I call a library? Who can tell me? So because we really don't have so much time. Okay, I can hear you. You want to say something?
And I think you import as the import as
Let's say for example, I want to import pandas. What do I do?
then import pandas as Maybe import pandas. Okay, any abbreviation that you want to use?
Exactly, that's what
I,
I want. So basically, when I if I should run this on import panda, that means okay, I've called upon pandas, right? But I cannot when I'm okay, when I'm calling pandas, I don't want to call pandas. Pandas seem too long. So let's say I want to twist it a little bit. I want to twist it up. I can just say, okay, I want an alias instead of you calling me my full name, which is Shitu Abdul Koyum. Whenever you see me, you can just say Shitu. That's basically what alias means. Instead of pandas, you can just say as PD. But a lot of data analysts, data scientists, programmer, whenever they are calling pandas, they do use the short form as PD. So it's more like a general abbreviation, not like it's important, not like it's compulsory, but it's more like a general abbreviation. It's just like you know so when I run this one now, Control Enter, which is my keyboard shortcut, I can also use run here. So when I run this one, I can see this time means it is still running currently. So I'll wait for it so that it can run. Um, so import pandas as PD. Why is it taking so long? So now okay, now it's done. We can see that's the first code I'm writing. But when it is taking too long than unnecessary too long, I can stop I can interrupt the kernel here by pressing this button here. So import pandas as PD. Basically, that's what we are trying to do. That's one of the library. So we most of the thing you do as let me open my Excel. Sorry, most of the thing you do as a data analyst is you trying to analyze data, right? Is you um trying to analyze data, yeah, getting information from data. But there are different type of data. Now let me try to explain this. So we can see we have different type of data. Please let's paying attention to this thing. When we look at this one, attack, this stuff, when I over my mouse, my keyboard here, sorry, my cursor over this one, I can see it is Microsoft Excel, comma separated value file. So in short, I can call it CSV file, right? So we have different kind of file. If I over my cursor over this one, I can see Microsoft Excel worksheet. That means we have different type of file. We have Excel, CSV, we have worksheet, we have PPTS, that's for Power BI, for Python, I think it's PTIS or PITS. I've forgotten. I'm sorry. So we have SQL text file. Obviously, that's for SQL. So basically, we have JSON. I know you'd have heard of that one before. JSON. We have ZMF. I said ZMF, XMF. We have XLXX. We have we have um different type of data basically. So for you to import your data into your Panda library into your Jupyter notebook, you have to know what type of data are you importing. Is it .xlxs? Is it .json? Is it .xml or XML? Is it PBTS or I've forgotten, but we have different type of file. So now, how do I get file? Basically, let's say, for example, I don't have no file I'm intending for this one. So you can just go on your data or you want to practice on your own. So will you just say, Shito, please give me a practice data set? No, there are some public repository. There are some public repository where you can get different data set that you need. So you can just can just go to your web browser, click on cargo.com. So I will import all of you aspiring data analysts, data scientists to open an account with cargo.com. So basically, you can see it is level up with the largest AI and ML community. Basically, this is the community of data scientists, right? Please, can you guys hear me?
yes, we can. We can.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you so much for that. So the best thing is you having an account with them. So it is even more than me teaching you. There are a lot of competitions here you can take when you are done with the course. There are a lot of data sets you can take. There are a lot of models you can copy. And whenever you encounter an obstacle, you can even ask is just the largest community of AI and ML. Basically, AI is artificial intelligence, ML is machine learning. And this course covers data analysis for Python and machine learning. So in a way, you can even further your education or further your knowledge and learn about AI here. So if you are the one operating on this one, obviously you have to click on register. But because I have an account with them, so I'll just click on sign in. So I have an account with them. So you will not follow this one. Basically, it's just you registering with normal how you do register to on Facebook, WhatsApp, all this stuff. So yeah, this is the account I have with them. Mm, let's give it a minute, sorry. So we can see we have this is what I've been doing before, and I can see my total hit mark has been off. So you see your hit map here, because obviously I'm not working with Kaggle anymore. And when I was learning, it used to, you see, we can see we have a dot here. It used to be green all the time. But when I was now I'm teaching and I have a bunch of stuff I'm doing, obviously I will not be 100% active on Kaggle anymore. And the fact that I'm not even using dummy dataset again. When we say dummy dataset, that is dataset that are not, some of them are actually real, but the source cannot be verified. The source can be verified, but I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. That it's not something that's happening currently. It might be a past one, it might be modified. Like it's not authentic. Let me just use it like that. It's not authentic. So we have different type of model. You can actually explore this one, but there's not much time. We have competition, different type of competition going on. Can you see we have Titanic ongoing, we have this competition ongoing, fine-tuned LLM, that's large language model. We have different type of competition that you can take like place in. When you're done, you can do this Titanic machine learning. Then we have different. You can see we have team prices to 1 million. We have, obviously there are a lot of teams here. We have $100,000. It's not easy to win. No. It's not like you will finish my course and be like, why am I not winning $1 million? I better go. It's not easy to win, please, because there are a lot of, you know, lecturers, there are a lot of professors on this challenge. So you not think it will be an easy peasy thing, but you can win it. I do believe in you. So we have different things. Like, can you see? We can explore this one. Then, so the main thing we are here is for the data set, how to get data sets. Can you see? We have different type of data sets. Are you trying to do computer vision? So, in case you want to further your education or you want to further your knowledge on data science, after this machine learning, you can do deep learning. Then the next thing you should do, or I will advise you to do, is computer vision. Basically, computer vision is more like the codes or the application or the what do you call it, the AI behind the driverless car. We've all seen the robots, we've seen driverless car. How do they know? How do computers see, basically, like how do they know there is a bump here, I should not overspeed here, driverless car now, Tesla. So basically that's the function of computer vision. Then NLP is just ChatGPT, how to build your own ChatGPT. So we all know how complex ChatGPT is and how resourceful ChatGPT can be. So you can also learn NLP, and we have data visualization and stuff. Anyway, I'm not trying to do much talk. So we have different type of stuff we can do here. So let's say I'm trying to work on a data set. Let's just say unemployment. I don't have anything in mind, but let's use unemployment. Let's add this. So when I click on unemployment, then I can see I have 701 data sets. So which one should I pick now? So let's just go to this one, unemployment in America. So I can read about the data sets. We have almost 17,000 day, right? So let's say we want to wrangle these data sets. This is a data set that track relevant publication. Okay, we can actually read about this. Then I can actually see the statistic we need to track. Okay, the history. I think this thing is actually a real data. I think it's actually real because I'm seeing that it takes 717,227 days. Okay. I think it's actually a real data. So, but it stopped at 2022. So it's not, it's actually a real data. So we can actually work with this. How many MB? It's 3 MB. So it's not, it should not be that hard to download. So we can just I click on this download button. Then I can see we have to download data set as zip. So now I'm already downloading it as zip and I can see my stuff here. Please, do you understand? Or should I come back on how I got here? You understand everything I've been doing?
Yeah, I understand.
You do understand, right? Okay, thank you. Temitope. Okay. No. Please, anytime you are lost, you don't understand what I'm saying, please just call me back. So I'll be so happy to help. So now, I want to check my downloads on my computer. Then I can see it's actually download. It does download here. So the next thing I want to do is I'm actually supposed to do R. Okay. I'm actually let's extract here. I got click new in case you don't know how to unzip. So because this one is actually in a zip format, so you have to right click. So I want to unzip it, extract here. So it has actually extract, but I can't find it. So that's usually the case most of the time. So I want to copy it, Control D, because I have a lot of file on my laptop. That's why paste. Yeah, paste. So this is it now. So if I should extract here, I should be able to see it. Extract here. Has it been? Sorry. You know what? I'll just create a new folder for it. I mean, it won't be the same for you guys. It's because I have a lot of files, yeah, and I cannot pinpoint where it has started to. Is it this one? No. So we can see this JSON file, the one I was trying to explain the other time. Where have you been now? Come on, extract now. Okay, the following unemployed in America.csv. On my desktop, it's on my desktop. Unemployment in America. Okay, let me just search it. Where has it been? So can you see unemployment? Imagine, see what I'm finding here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it has actually extracted, but I have a lot of data set on my laptop, and that's why I find it so hard to get. But in your own case, you will get it easily. There's a lot of files there, so it's kind of hard. So it's on my desktop now. This is what we call desktop, right? This is CSV. Let's check how it looks like. Okay, basically this is what we downloaded, right? So we want to import this thing on into our Jupyter notebook. That's almost 29,893. So the first thing I will do is let me copy. So how do you copy the path of this data set? So I have to right click. Please, I said it is a little bit tricky, and that's why I'm going as slow as possible. I have to right click, right? Then I can see properties here. So when you go to the properties, you can actually go to your security. I'm sorry, details. Then you can see something like where is it? Why is it not here? It's supposed to be one. Okay, you know what? Let me change the file there. I can control C here. Let's copy this one. I want to make it as simple as possible, right? Let's go to Python projects because I do have my Python project. So let's paste it here. Basically, it's just me changing the path of the location of the stuff. So then I can just right click on this one, then go to my properties, then go to my details. Then I can see something like folder path. Please just copy these folder paths, right? Okay. So I've copied it, right? So let's go. No, that's not too much. So the first thing you want to do is df equals to, basically this is what we call variable, right? So I want to do read csv. Okay. I think I'm a little bit far. So when I say read csv, you can see this read csv comes with an what comes with underscore, then before the csv. So that's how basically how it is being done. Then you have to open your two brackets, then your quotation mark. I'm trying to copy the file so this Python can actually read it. Where is the file now? Okay, I can copy it from here. Security. So I can copy the file here. Control C. If I should press Control V. So basically, what I've done is read this CSV. That no, we all know that it is a CSV file, right? So read this CSV. Yeah, I guess it's CSV file. Okay, .csv. So I know. So it is a CSV file. So read the CSV. Then where can I read it? So I've provided the file pathway, the part of the file. So let's just run this one. Control Enter. So it is giving me truncated kinika. Oh, how do I do this? Okay, I think I should put R. Some people suggested I put R. Hold on, what is happening? So um okay. Sorry, this is where they are supposed to be. I don't know why R is usually here, but people advise it to be there. With CSV is not defined. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. So yeah, I'm actually because I've called these pandas. Pandas is what we are trying to do. So pandas is the only one that can read data analysis and stuff. So I have to do PD dots. Sorry, that's the mistake on my part. Why am I getting so much? Hold on. I'm trying to use the one I've done before. So I can actually locate where PD dot get CSV. Yes, like I can't see my mistake anymore. There because to PD dot get CSV. I mean, it does happen every time, every now and then. So let's see how I'll onboard it.
The folder was it called?
I think
The
the part
the
is not correct.
the thing you copied. I think you should have .csv if you check the one you've done before.
Exactly. I think the pathway is not correct. That's what
Yes.
I was trying to do. Because actually, when you see something like this, I can see desktop, then Python, S Python project, then the name of the file again is not there. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say there. Name of the file is supposed to be there. Let me change the right there. How am I not getting that? How am I not just getting this thing? So I think this one is better. Yeah, yeah. Let's copy this one. Let me copy this one. The one on my desktop. So I just want to change the pathway of this one. And it's running now. Oh my goodness. Um, I think what happened was it was just a mistake on the pathway. Hello, do we understand? Or should I come over it again? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Basically, it's just a pathway, and it is advisable whenever you are in this R. Please, it varies with laptop. It's not compulsory you add R to your own. So there will be some laptop that does not need to write R before it runs. So you have to know what your laptop require. So this one, basically, my own laptop it is either it run with quotation mark only or it run with R. This R basically means read this file. You understand? It means read this particular pathway. So it's either you need to add R, but it's not like a rigid tool. I don't know if you understand, but that's what my Python version is requires. So that's now I've loaded my stuff and I can see that's the number seven. That means 1 to 7, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were just trying times. Okay, so now how do I get to see my data set? What do you think I will do? Because I've loaded everything, then I've stored it in df. Df is the variable, right? So whenever I want to see this one, I can just call my df and run it. So I can see this is what this is what I've this is what I've uploaded. This is what I've read into my Jupyter notebook. Do you understand? Or can I come back a little bit? Hello.
Sorry?
You guys understand, or can I move on, or can I come back a little bit?
Come back a little bit.
So basically, the importance of variable is more like whenever you see 2 plus 2 is 4, abi. So whenever you use someone is saying battery low, my battery is low. I guess not. Oh, your battery is low. There will be recordings. The recording will be provided. So what I'm saying is that um whenever you see 2 plus 2 is 4, right? So let's say you now represent x equals to 4. That is, whenever you see x, you already know that, oh, that's 4. That's basically what this df means, which is representing data frame. So this df means this what I've read here should be stored in this stuff. So we all know that this df is actually the table. So when I'm calling the df, it is returning the table I've stored into it. You understand? It's just me storing all my data sets into this df so that it will be callable in quotation mark. Then um this df, now I'm calling this df, then I can see what I've stored inside it. Do you understand now? Hello, do you understand?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes.
So now I can now it does not necessarily mean that I have to do dfo. This is just variable. I can use x. If I should use this one as x, control enter. So you have to make sure that you run it. So if I should call x here, can you see it is still returning it? Variable is just something you desired so much. So, but when I use df, it's just like when I use some of the variables, just like those are the things that are common within data between data scientists, right? So a lot of data scientists they use df, which is representing data frame, right? So these are data frame. What is data frame? Data frame is just rows and columns of data. So when you use df, that's basically like professional. So basically, that's why I'm using df. I can use data, I can use anything. So I can use df. So let me call my df. So now, remember, when I change this one to df, I've not run this cell. Now, let's say I'm trying to run this cell. Okay. Why is it running? Let's change this one to b. Let's change this one to b again. Then let me run this one. So it is telling me that b is not defined, obviously, because I've not defined it here. So let's do it here. So let's run it here. So basically, that's how it works. So we have a long way to go, honestly. So we can actually see that there are some concatenation that has happened here. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we have 29,000. So basically, what we can see is just first 5 rows and the last 5 rows. What if I need something within 5 to 29,000, depending on its 6 rows? What if I need to see some of the stuffs there? So basically, you can most of the time you don't get to see all the stuff, all the data presented to you in Jupyter Notebook. And that's why a lot of people use Excel, but there is a way out. So you can actually use some of the basic. We have something we call it attributes and methods. So you can use some of the methods that we have, which we'll be talking about. We have you can use df. Obviously, when I'm calling df now, df means sorry now. Let me just change this one to df so it will be I have to run this one, control enter. So control enter, right? So if I should run this one, obviously it is working now. So df dots, if I should do df dot edge, that is, so exactly is case sensitive. So we should, how am I typing today? df dot edge means okay, it should return the edge. It should return the maybe top 5 row, maybe top 10 row. Let's say 20. You have to put it in bracket because this is the method. You just have to know this thing. The more you practice, the more you know it. If you do edge 20, that is, I want to return the first 20 rows. Edge 20, basically, that's easy now. So control enter. We can see now from 0 to what? I can see that's from 0 to 19. Basically, that's very easy. So now I can see the first 20 rows, and that's how to retrieve the first 20 rows. So what do you think? I know you guys, all of us are new to Python and Jupyter and Pandas, everything. What if you are using Edge and that's like a coin language? So if I want to see the last 20 or last 5, what do you think I will press? What do you think
Tail,
will be the code?
N.
tail.
Are you?
I will just write tail what? Tail 20. So now if I should run this one, it is telling me that tail is not defined because you are not telling where should you return this tail? So you have to add, obviously you have to write in this DFO, return the last 20 rows. So you have to write DF and obviously you have to add your points there. So we can see it is now returning the last 20 rows of my data set, and that's what we call df.stale. So we have this thing, and this thing are very easy. So what if I want to know how many columns are in this what do we call it? How many columns are in these data sets? So you can just do something like data, sorry, df.shape. I don't know what's happening to my laptop. Shape. Now remember, I'm not using what do we call it, parenthesis with this one. Why? Because shape is an attribute. What we call an attribute is something, whenever you are calling it, is like a keyword. Whenever you are calling the keyword, you don't get to use um exponential, or what do you call it? We don't get to use, let me just say the normal English, you don't get to use brackets with them. So whenever you call something like shape and some others we'll be looking at when we further our knowledge on data science, we don't get to use brackets with them. So something like shape, when I run this one, can we see, we can see we have 29,892 rows and 11 columns. But let's say I had brackets to it, control enter, I can see something like tuple object is not callable, right? So it will return an error. So you have to know which one are method, which one do we use brackets with, which one are attributes, which one we not use brackets with. And it is very easy. The more you work with Python, the more you know it. So control enter now, then I can see I have 29,892. What if I want more information about my data set? So you can just write df.info. Now, if I should run this info like this, how do I know if it is an attribute or if it is method? So you can just run this one like this, and I can see it is giving me something like this. It's not very sweet. So let's add brackets to it. I see. So it summarizes everything we need. So info is actually an attribute, is also a method, but most of the time you have to use um brackets with it. So it is interesting what you are looking at. So now what can I see? I can see that my FIPS code, I can see I have non-null, like that is everything is filled, nothing is empty, none of the columns or none of the cell is empty. I can see none, and I can see the data types here. We have integer, we have objects. What do you think objects will be? What type of string is that? I did not mention it last time. So basically, we don't have much time. basically object is string data type. So whenever you see object, that means we are referring to string. So basically that's what object is. Then we have integer, integer, integer. What's floats? I think I explained that one the last time. Floats are
Not with
what?
decimal points. Anything with
Yeah, float.
decimal.
Thank you. So we
Float is
have,
decimal.
thank you so much. Definitely, that means we can actually summarize everything, all our data set information here. We all know that, okay, FIPS code, what I'm doing, everything is integer. I can see this one, state or area, that is, it is also a column. Then I can see it's an object, right? We have stuff like this. So that's basically what info do. Let's do df dot describe. So how do you find out if describe is an attribute or a method? Do I have to use bracket with it or not? So it's by you actually trying it. So when you try it, you can see it is too long. So let's use bracket with it. So basically what describe do for you is it counts all the rows, then you can see the mean, the STD, that is the standard deviation. We have the minimum value, we have the 25%. We call this one, is it first quarter? Yeah, we have the, yeah, we have, sorry, I can't remember how the statistical term we call. What's 50%? Is that percentile or the third percentile or something? We have the maximum value too. I'm so sorry, I'm not a statistical person, but yeah, I can get it within my reach. It's somewhere around there. So we have 25%, we have 50%, we have 75% of our data. So we can actually see minimum one. Let's say you are trying to make a decision or you are trying to use something that is biased. Let's say um we are trying to do something like registration form. So, or let's say cutoff mark. If you get, obviously, let's say for you to pass a course, everyone must get at least 100%. So you can see 50% maybe, or you, okay, let's say you want to set cutoff mark. You want to set cutoff mark. So you've loaded all your data sets into Python, right? We have the maximum. Let's say this guy got 100%, right? So we have this 75% got 42, 50% got 30, you know, you can actually say, let's say minimum got to one. That's the least score in that particular test. Obviously, you can say, oh, this one definitely will not be passing this course or will not be getting admission. So you can actually make some decision here, depending on whatever you are working with. And now I can get my decision that okay, it is from 1976. This data set range from 19 range between 1976 to 1922. Then I can see a lot of stuff happened in that 1999. So we have you can see a lot of stuff here, and it depends on what you are working with. I can't deduct anything from this one for yeah. It depends on what we are working with, and I got this one from cargo.com, so I've not prepared this one before. So we also have df dots. We've done shape, we've done info, we've done tail, we've done what else do I have here? Info. Okay, basically we are done. So now let's say we want to, okay, df dot columns. I want to know how many columns do I have. So now, do I have to add column, add parentheses, or do I have to clean parentheses? Is it an attribute or is it a method? So how do you know by running in? Let's say we had df dot column definitely means return the columns of this particular data frame, right? So I'm expecting the names of the columns only. So if I should run this stuff, it's telling me that index object is not callable, right? So definitely it's because columns is not an object. It's not a method. It's not a method. Sorry, it's not an attribute, but a method. That means I have to remove this thing, control this one, then I can see all my columns header. So FIPS code, then I can see FIPS code here. Then I have my year, month, percentage, stuff like that. You can see we have year, month, percentage, state, area, population. We have all of those, and basically that's what we are trying to work with here. So do you understand to this part before we move on?
Yeah.
So the major problem right now you should be facing is which one are the attribute and which one are the method. And basically you understand by you trying. Actually, there's no one way rule on how to know it. Well, you should know that describe columns, both of them, they are attributes. You should not use data, you should not use parentheses, that is, you should not use brackets with them. And info, describe, and others, they should use parentheses with them. So now let's move on. Basically, we are trying to wrangle our data, and now we can see. So we have let's say I don't need everything here, like I don't want everything here. Let's say I just want to see only the year column. In this case, I want to see only the year column. Okay, I have 2022. I want to see them. I want to see only the month column. So in this case, I have to call my data frame, obviously, because Python will not know what you are referring to except you call your data frame. And now notice something. I'm trying to make my data codes consistent. That is the case. I'm trying to make it consistent. That's df. In this case, I will not be writing df and expecting Python or Jupyter Notebook to understand what I'm trying to say, because Python is actually case sensitive. So when you are referring to capital letter G, capital letter F, that's entirely different thing. And you don't want to fall into that trap. So you want to do df, that is something representing the data set you've already pre-informed Jupyter Notebook. So dot, you can use the dot notation and you can actually use the square bracket notation. But let's use the dot notation first. What do I need? I need the year. Okay, I can see it is actually year, Y-E, the Y is in capital letter. If I should actually return year, right? I did mistake. Control enter. So I can actually see all my year, right? I can see all my year, 1976 to 2022. So you can actually do something like don't go complex now. So let's say we want to do cap lock. Let's see if I still have the same thing. Can we see? It is, they said data frame has no attribute called here, because data frame is actually case sensitive. So you don't want to make that mistake. So we have here, and you can actually do something like that. So this is what we call dot notation. We use our dots to call our column, but you can also use something we call let me write it here. In case some for the people watching us, that will be watching this stuff. Dot notation. This is what we call dot notation. So but we also have the square notation. So we all know if I add hash to my stuff, what did that imply? What did that mean?
You're commenting.
You are commenting, not that's not a code.
Thank you so much. Square words. Square notation. So it's not a code, it's just a comment. I can actually do df, then my square notation, then I have to add this one in quotation mark. That's the but in this one. I have to add it in quotation mark. So I can call my year, then I can actually have the same thing. So in this case, I can call something like dot value counts. So I don't expect you to know this now, but I mean, is this right? Okay, I think I'm actually right. But this one should be an attribute. Oh wow. We have 636 unemployment in, I mean, this is not real. Basically, this is how I found that. We have 636 unemployment in 1976. Then we also have, everything is constant. Basically, that's wrong. That's that's wrong. That's not realistic. But you understand what I'm trying to do, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to do? Yeah,
Yes.
so let's do the same for month. I may be wrong. I don't know the case of months, but let's see. What's the mistake? So key error month. So you have to, all this stuff should not scare you. All this green line. Please just go and look at the key error. I can actually see that's the month. So how do I debug this one? Look at your columns. Look at the columns you've got. Column is actually months without an S, without a S, sorry. So you can actually just correct this one instead of you actually being scared that, oh, all this error message. No, this is not what you do. So you just remove your S. Then if I should run it now, then I can see everything is working well. So from January to December, I can see everything is constant. You have the same constant value, and basically that's not realistic. But anyway, that's what we are working with now. We can see we have 2491 unemployment in January, 2491 unemployment in February, and basically this is us trying to wrangle data. We are trying to analyze data. So we can actually, from this data, we can't tell which month do we have the most unemployment, because obviously this is not realistic. So we can't tell which months do we have the most unemployed citizen. Can't tell which year. The same thing, because all everything is just the same value. So this type of data is just for practice. It's not like what it's not like realistic. Not something we work with in real life actually. So the fact is, I just want you guys to understand what I'm trying to do. And I think a lot of people have been getting it. Now, let's say I want to call only this FIPS code. What do you think? How do I do that? You can tell me. What would be the code I will write? That is, I want to see only this column. I don't know if you understand. This FIPS code column only. How do I go about that?
df dot
Df dots.
fi. The F is capital letter,
Okay,
F, then small letter ips,
okay,
then the C is capital letter again, then ode, then control shift enter.
okay.
So,
Guess that's a mistake. So let's see. Aha. Can we see something like this? And this is why I don't prefer using dot notation. So when you have something like this, we will do it together. Control
mm,
C. So let me just Control C, and so I have to put stuff like this. I have to put what we call this thing, space between them. Let's run it now. So I'm actually seeing invalid syntax, right? So it is Python is actually thinking fips df dot fips, that is this fips, this fips is actually a code, and this code is actually another code entirely. But when you use something like the Python or the square bracket notation, instead of using this dot notation, you can use this square bracket notation, and you have to add them into quotation mark. When I had this one into quotation mark, like, wow, what was happening to my keyboard? So Excel already know that, okay, this df, then this quotation mark, this is actually a colon, right? That's what I said. Excel, Python already know that. Oh, this is the data frame, and this one inside this quotation mark is a column. Now, when I run this one, oh, no, said FIPS code. What's the
No, the fifth is capital letter.
letter?
FIPS. Everything is
I think
capital
the
letter.
key error is FIPS. So let me change it. Thank you for that. I mean, anyone can do mistake. FIPS. So we can see now we have it. We have all the code here, right? So let's do dot value count. Value count is just us trying to count the value. How many times does one appear? How many times does two appear? Basically, that's what value count is doing. We'll be using more of this, sure. So we can see 37 appears 128 times, one appears 564. You understand? And every other thing is, now in this case, I can just say 37 is skewed. That is maybe, I don't know. I can explore further to know why 37 is 564 and not is 128 and not 564. Probably there's a mistake somewhere. Maybe there is duplicates. You understand? Maybe there's 37 duplicate of 37. So I just that there can be something like that. Because 564 plus 564 is 1128, right? Basically there is duplicate of 37. So to actually find out, let's do something like I want to know the rows. No, now I've been calling the columns, right? Now let's call the rows. So let's say df dots. Now when you are trying to call the rows of data, we've been calling when you want to call the what we call it, when you want to call the column, you just do df dots. Let's say you need email, square brackets, in quotation mark email, right? So that's basically how to call a column. But when you want to call a row, you have to use something we call iLook. That is, when you are using iLook, that is integer of look. Is either you are using integer of look or you are using look. Now you understand basically. Let's start from iLook. iLook means integer of look. Now I want to check the 37th the 37th row because row start from 0, right? So I'm expecting row 37 should be number 36. So I'm just writing something like iLook 36. Let's check. Am I getting an error again? Okay, it's giving me 36, I guess. I don't know. So FIPS code is actually 38. No, I need 35. So basically, what I did here was I'm actually supposed to use square bracket and I use double bracket. That is the normal bracket we usually use on our daily activity, which is not so. I'm supposed to use the square brackets, then I can see 35 here. So it is actually returning everything we have in our row 35. So let me just do something like this so it will be relatable. Let's call df here. Right, I want to call all the value here. So to call all the value here, I just do something like df dot iLook. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use this one. 0. If I should call that one, then I can say FIPS code equals to 1. So I'm actually saying something like 1 FIPS code. Then we have Alabama state area year 1976. So state Alabama year 1976. Basically, what we have in this row 1 is what we have in this in this with this code. Do you understand? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that's how to use iLook. Basically, they are very similar. The same way you use iLook is the same way you use look, but the difference will still be there. But let's just take it one step after the other. So if you want to use look too without using this one, if I should press Ctrl Enter, let me just use this one so you can actually see both of them are actually returning the same thing. I can call 20,000, row 20,000. I want to know the number there. So if I should press this one. Then I can actually see I have the FIPS code of 22. I have the Louisiana. I can see here 2007. I can see a bunch of stuff there. That is the data in that particular row. Okay, now we've known how to import data from our computer. Sorry, we've known how to download data sets for practice. That's number one. We've known how to import data from our computer into a Jupyter notebook. That's number two. We've known how to wrangle data using the value counts, that is just get some information from data, basically like using your attributes and methods such as we have df dot, we have shape, we have info, we have describe, we have which one have we done again? We have we have tail, basically stuff like that. Then we are currently doing iLook and look. Basically, we've done a lot. But to round up the day, let's say see I want to return two columns. How do I do stuff like that? So basically, this is my data set, right? So this is my data set, and I want to see my let's say I want to see year and total employment in state area. I want to return this one and this one. How do you think I can do it? I want to return this year. Only this year. I don't need anyone. Okay, let's see. Let me just make it simpler. I want to return this state area, that is this Alabama, and the year. So we can just do something like df, obviously. You have to call our square brackets. Let's say we want to call state area, right? What am I doing? Okay, state area. So let me just copy this one here. Control C, Control V. So basically, if I should run this one, I can see my state area, right? But I need my year. Will I just write comma? Let's do it. Because I feel like the best way to teach is actually you trying getting the errors. So the students or people can actually see how you are correcting the mistake, then all of us become a better data scientist. So if I should run something like this, control enter, can you see we have a lot of errors? So it is now giving me that the key error is state area origin. Basically, when you are doing something like this, when you are trying to write two different columns, so you have to actually put this because this is actually a list of columns, right? So you have to put this list into, you have to add another list. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You have to add another list here. So now the first green one, the green one is actually for um it is actually to return um column. But the second one, because it is not one, that's why I'm using another one. I'm trying to bracket it. I don't know if you understand, but basically that's how it works. So if I should go to control enter, I can see my state area and here. Do you understand? Or should I come over it again?
Yeah, no,
What say?
understand.
You do understand? Okay, great. This one, I'm actually writing a list because I'm not actually calling one again. I'm not calling a column. I can add as many columns as possible. I think I have month also. I can also add months, right? I guess I'm correct. Month is not defined. So what is the spelling of the month again? month. Month. Oh, I'm actually supposed to add it in quotation mark. So I can see my month with them also. So basically, this is how to wrangle your data. This is how to do some stuff. Let's say I just want to return this one. These are the stuff of my interest, or I'm asked to do stuff like this. So we just do state area, year, month. You understand? And that's how you have it. So we have our DF, and basically we are done. We are done for the day. But I want us to do some class work before I call it a day. Um, so I would like someone to unmute their mic. Let me try to import something. Let's say I want to basically it's just summary of what we've done today. Let me open my laptop, my computer, my portfolio. This is actually a CSV file. So control right, I say control right click, sorry, properties. Then we can see we have security. Under my security, I want to copy the file path. So control C, right? So now I've copied it. Who can tell me from start to bottom? Basically, I just want anybody can unmute. I mean, anybody can talk. So I want to read my CSV. So how do I read it? This will be very fast. There's no time again. And
DF is equals to
so basically, is this DF important? Compulsory? Am I supposed to use DF
you
now?
can use any alias you want. You can
Okay.
use
So
any
DF.
No,
alias
it's
you
not
want.
compulsory. You can use them.
Okay.
Because to
Thank you.
PD, but
PD.
have
Yes,
we
I've
imported
imported. Yes,
Python already? Have we imported Panda already?
obviously it is already there. It's already. I've
All right,
imported it. So
all
PD
right.
dot.
PD dot read
Okay.
underscore CSV
CSV.
then a bracket.
Okay. Brackets. These brackets.
Not this bracket, not this bracket.
No, no.
Okay.
Then R,
That are compulsory.
not
It looks like
compulsory.
okay.
It's not
Then
compulsory.
Okay, let
okay,
me just
come
okay, don't
R.
let us yes, don't let us so let me put what is the next thing I'm supposed to do?
Then copy the file path. Just paste the file path.
I've
Then
copied
put
it.
it
No,
in
you
code.
have
Put it in code.
your quotes.
Oh, quotes, thank you. That's your missed down. Okay. If I should
Then
run
control
it, I have a code error. Obviously, I have to reduce my R here because it is returning you is sending the code this in this thing. So I'm telling Python to read this path. Control enter. It's still returning an error. What's the
Sorry,
error?
please, you copy the file.
So what do you say?
Please, how did you copy the file?
The file path. Oh, basically, I just do where is it? Control window. Portfolio. Okay, I just this is my file. This is what I'm trying to import, right? Right click on it. Then I can see something like properties, right? So I just click on this one, then I can see my security. Then I can see the object name. You can actually see it on these details here, but it's not bringing it
Okay.
out. I can actually see it here too, Sha. Okay, let's go.
Mm, thank you.
It's, welcome. It's returning an error. Why is it? Let me check if this stuff is still. It's good now. Why is it now returning an error? I guess there's something with my computer. Basically, it's more about this R that we've added. My computer has said earlier it can't read all the file. I don't know why this one is an error. Most of the currently I can't see the error here. But I can see it is returning error on my line one. I have a mistake there. Then it's returning error. Everything is good till 9311, which is obviously something. It is actually returning that this one Python cannot reach line 311 of this file. I don't know why is that now. pd.read csv. This one looks correct, so then 5862, it can't read this. It can't read 482, can't read 811. So basically it can read couple of codes, couple of data, couple of rows in that data. So let's use another one. I don't know what's happening to my, and that's why I usually add R to my own. It's not compulsory you do add down to your own. Let me use another one. Projects. Sorry, that's my portfolio. So yeah, let's use this one. History to Palestine. Let me copy this one. So basically, this is the file, right? And go to properties, security. Let's use this one. Hopefully, it can copy it. It can read this one up for me. I mean, this is very rare though. So okay, it is good for this one. So how do I get my data? How do I know what I've read for this one? Hello, can you guys see?
DF. Just press DF.
Okay, dear. So I have to call what
Yeah.
I've. So I can actually see the stuff here. Where is it? I can actually see the stuff here. Then, this is basically good. Okay. So now I want to know how many what I want to know the number of columns and number of rows here. So what do I do? What will be the code? I want to know the number of rows and number of columns. Yep, dot dot. So what will be the code I'll be writing?
Shape. Dot shape.
Okay. Bf dot sorry dot shape. Right. So will I be using double which brackets? Am I using this one or
No,
this one?
no, no. You're
No,
not. You're not
no.
using any.
Any, thank you. So I can actually see I have 44 rows and 16 columns, right? So let's say I want to return all the columns header. I want to know the names of my columns. So what will be the stuff? Okay, now before that one, before you answer that one, I've run out of cells, right? Am I supposed to add more cell?
You can press the
Cut.
plus sign or B
That's
B.
fine. B.
Okay, B, thank you. I can do this or I can press B on my keyboard. Okay, thank you. So now let's say I want to see all the columns header. What do you think I will do? What will be the code I'll be writing? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
DF the column.
Dot column. Now look at the spelling here. Am I right?
No S.
Okay, that means the columns has to have an S. Am I adding any um
N-
bracket?
No, no, no.
No.
I mean, it is very fine if you don't know if you're adding bracket or not. Just try it when if you add the bracket, right? So it is calling obviously, index is not callable, obviously. So you have to know, okay, let me just remove the brackets. It's not that you should know how to debug. It's not something you should be scared of. So we can say actually, okay, what else have we done today? Okay, let's say I want to see line 44 of this particular stuff. So row 44, sorry, row 44 of this particular data set. So how do I call that? DF what?
df dot ilock.
I can use iLock, I can use look. Anyone work?
Yeah.
Okay. iLock
Then
of what?
tuple bracket.
Okay.
Not this one, the other type.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not total bracket though. This is list brackets,
Oh, sorry,
please.
list bracket. Sorry.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
control enter. Okay, for 3 years.
We have to add 43 because I want to see row 43.
Remove for 3 years.
Now let's say I want to see year and country only. I want to return the column of year and country and GDP in USD. I want to return these three columns. So how do I do it?
df
DF, okay,
equals to
equals to
the list bracket. Um, is it just the year?
that's why I'm asking you. You are the one telling me in this case. You're asking
Like
me, is it
just
just
the year? That means okay, year in quotation.
wait, am I still writing what you instructed me, or I've done it, I've done a mistake?
Yes, you have
Okay.
no
Oh yeah, let's
mistake.
start again. Let's start again. Now just tell me anything to press. That's what I'm following.
Yeah, df.
Okay. Don't be scared, don't worry. DF
Yes, I'm not because
equals,
yeah, the bracket list.
is it this one or this one?
This
Okay.
yeah. What did you say you are taking again? Forgotten.
Sorry?
What do we want to run? What are we running?
I want to get, now I can see like couple of columns here, but I'm not interested in all
Okay.
of these columns, right? I'm only interested in, let's say I'm interested in year, country, and GDP in USD. I'm not interested in
Okay.
all this population and stuff. I just want to return these three columns. So how do I do stuff
Okay.
like that?
Okay. Let's continue. So that means we are running another like list inside this
Okay,
bracket.
okay, I've run it.
Yes. Ye-
Okay.
Um,
Let me,
the
let me
column.
just copy, let me just copy the three columns so it will be easy. Control C.
Yeah.
Control. Can I run
Yes,
it
I'm
now?
run. Yes.
Okay, it actually runs, right? Okay, but I'm not seeing the stuff. How am I supposed to see it?
Like we are not seeing it.
Yeah, we are not seeing the three column.
Can we just run DF?
Yes. So basically, this is what you do. You're not actually supposed to add equals to. That's basically the mistake you did. So you're actually supposed to add a dot notation, right? This one is actually supposed to be a dot. Now, because you've written, now this is basically what you've done. This is basically what has happened now. DF normally,
Mm.
DF, what we DF denoted the data frame, the old data frame. That is this data frame. That is whenever we call DF, we are expected to see
Okay.
this thing. So, but now what we've done here, we've written this code. Okay, now let's say new regime, new president. Now DF is not that stable again, it's not that big data set. But now what you've done now is that whenever you see DFO, DF should return this stuff. And that's why when I'm calling DF, and this is what it is returning, not that table again. Do you understand? So in a way, you don't use equals to. Equals to means okay, this is a variable in this case. No, but I'm trying to read year, country, and GDP in USD of data frame. So I'm not trying to do a variable. I'm trying to read year, country, GDP of this data frame. So it is either I use dot notation or the square notation. So let me run this DF. Sorry, I have to rerun it from the start now. So to rerun it from the start, I have to do restart and run it. Let's just give it some time. Okay. It's returning. This one is actually returning error, right? Because obviously this is not a code, right? So I have to comment it out. So let's do it again. Okay. You can see everything is loading here. So you can see everything is running. Oh, what have I done? No, that. Okay. Okay, let's do something like this. So import panda. So let me rerun this one. Control enter. Control enter. So this is the latest one, I mean. So when I call df here, if I should recall df here, so you can see I have my latest table again. Right. So do you understand what I've done?
Yes.
Yes.
So now let's say I want to call different columns. So basically I'm trying to use two square brackets. Then let me copy this one. Control V. Said the country is not valid. DF dots. What happened?
I think it's because of the dots.
Oh, okay. I'm not supposed to do that anymore. GDP. There's an error. The error is coming from DF. Basically, there's actually supposed to be a dots column. Okay, I think there is not supposed to be a dot. Yeah. But even if there is not supposed to be a dot, this show one. Let me cancel this one. Oh, I know the error. Why is it- Country is not in index. Country. Wait, let's do it one by one. I want to figure out where the error is coming from. I can see my year. Let's change this one to country. Let me check. Okay, basically, country needs some. Okay, it needs some data cleaning. So I found the error. It needs some data cleaning. We've not done data cleaning, so you don't understand. So now I understand why it is a scalar key. Oh, it's not something it can call. So that's why this one is not working. Let me check if this one is not a scalar. It cannot, it's also a scalar. Okay. Basically, it's I think, have you guys heard about data cleaning before? Hello, have you guys heard about data cleaning before?
No. No.
So data can be dirty, right? Data can be dirty. So it is just returning that that country is dirty. Like let's say, let me check here. Maybe I can see what I'm trying to explain. Maybe you can see. Let me just add df.info. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing now. Sorry. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is Palestine. We are doing Palestine and Israel. Sorry. I was doing the first one we loaded. That was a mistake. Now let me rerun. Let me rerun DF again. Okay. Now I think it should work now. This one should work now. Fuck it. Do you understand what I did now? Hello, do you understand the mistake? I think we've loaded two stuff there. I was using one to teach. Then I loaded one, the Israel Palestine fights, right? So this one that I did here, the one that we were returning error, the one that was returning error, I reloaded this DF. Don't worry, let me just explain it. This is 25, 26, right? This is the 26th code. So let me go and check 27th code. Obviously, this should be 27th code. That is the last one. That was the one I ran before I run this code, this particular line of code. And I was asking the one, I downloaded one data set from Kaggle. I was asking it to return GDP in USD. That one is returning that, oh, I do not have GDP in USD in my columns, among my column. Obviously, it is inside Palestine, Israel to Palestine data sets. And that was why it was returning error. I was even taking it a data cleaning problem. Do you understand? Or should I do it again? Oh God.
Yeah, I understand.
Don't worry, it's just a lot of debugging. You will get used to it. Yeah. Basically, that's what we've studied today. I guess we pretty much understand a whole lot of what we did. Don't worry, we get better as we continue. Obviously, honestly, nobody, whether you are young, amateur, professional, everyone do mistake, and it does happen every time because I mean, it's codes, and we've heard a lot about debugging. Sometimes it can take you a day before you can even recognize that this is what happened. But one thing that will make it faster is at least you understand where your mistake is coming from. You redo it, and eventually you get it. So you can just rewatch this recording, and yeah, it is a little bit tricky actually, but yeah, it will still be trickier than this. Yeah. So I guess that would be the end of today's class. I guess you all understand a little bit about data wrangling, right? Do you all understand a little bit about it?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
The recording we provided for us, inshallah, before
Thank-
the day. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, bye.